What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka All Fires Loki. Episode 1 drops on Thursday, and the hype is real, especially now that the reviews are up for the first 4 episode pre-screeners. If you missed mine this morning, I'll make sure to link it at the end of this or down below if you want to hear my thoughts. But in the meantime, there's a little bit of a press junket going on. Even though the actors can't promote Loki amid the strikes, there's still some articles going out. It's this recent article, though, from Variety that finally explains officially why Jonathan Majors' arrest didn't affect the Loki Season 2 series. We're breaking down this whole article and what they say specifically about that. Quite honestly, you gotta give Disney kudos for this, learning their lesson from previous mistakes. We're breaking down this latest article from Variety and why they didn't recast or reshoot Jonathan Majors. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel. That's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report or the watch parties like we'll start up on Thursday for Loki, everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the sub button, leave a comment down below. That automatically enters you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is on Loki's finale. We're also giving away variant comics every day this month. Again, all you gotta do is be sub, leave a comment on the video if you want, stick around to the end. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so this article just dropped from Variety under the headline, Loki executive producer explains why Jonathan Majors' arrest didn't affect the series. And while it's definitely a good read, I'll leave a link to the source article down below. There's some very poignant quotes about why and how they were never going to reshoot or rewrite Jonathan Majors' part in the show. It starts with them asking, quote, Tom Hiddleston famously held seminars on the character of Loki for season 1. Did he do anything like that for season 2? And this is what the executive producer said. No, because we tried to bring back as much crew as we could from season 1. It was largely the same team. Obviously, we went from Atlanta to London for production, but a lot of our department heads carried over, so there was an institutional knowledge that was built in. And Tom is my producing partner in a true sense. Before we had any writers or directors, it was Tom and I for months building this story out. We had a 30-page document that was like, this is what the show is, TVA, He Who Remains. Even Victor Timely was in that first document years ago, and it's just carried through. They then immediately ask, you just mentioned He Who Remains and Victor Timely. You finished shooting season 2 in 2022, but did Jonathan Majors' arrest for assault in March result in any changes to the show? And this is what he said, no. This is not maybe, this is the first Marvel series to never have any additional photography. That means no reshoots. The story that is on screen is the story we set out to make. We went out there with a very specific idea of what we wanted this to be and found a way to tell it in production, period. It's very much what's on screen on Disney+. They then ask, it's clear Majors plays an integral role in the season, and you just alluded to Marvel usually doing additional photography for all its titles. So was there any discussions about making changes to the show given the uncertainty about what was happening with Jonathan Majors? To which he said no, and that mainly came from, I know as much as you do at the moment. It felt hasty to do anything without knowing how all of this plays out. So this is actually a 2-part explanation. We'll work backwards. First of all, I definitely mentioned this during the prologue. Hats off to Disney. They're learning their lesson, the same mistakes they made with James Gunn when they fired him and then hired him back, and obviously the same mistake they made with Johnny Depp before he had his day in court. They were not going to make any decisions about what to do until they actually knew the facts of the case. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. They wanted this to play out in court first, and as it turns out, it looks like this might even be dismissed before it makes it to trial. Obviously, we'll talk about that in different videos. The first part of the explainer, though, is that he's an integral part of the series, that from their original outset and the original vision that he and Tom Hiddleston had for the show, that you couldn't simply make reshoots and omit him, that he is part of the story as much as anything else is. I don't think it's too much of a reveal to find that out, only knowing that one of the Avengers titles, Avengers Kang Dynasty, includes him, that as long as everything plays out the way we think it's going to with his legal troubles, he's still going to be the main villain of the multiverse saga, and instead of getting Dr. Doom in Secret Wars, it looks more and more likely by the movie, by the project, that it's instead going to be Kang as the ultimate final villain. Now, on another note, you may have heard me just mention the possible dismissal of the court case. Incidentally, today was the deadline for the prosecution to respond to the dismissal originally filed by the defense when they moved the court date the last time. Call it synchronicity or just the wheels of the legal system moving slow. Because of multiple delays now, this court case is still actively playing itself out, and now in a crucial period right when Loki is going live on Disney+. So they'll be running concurrently, and again, you can call it synchronicity or just it is what it is, but the prosecution had by today to respond to the dismissal. The defense has about 3 more days. They'll respond, and then the judge will decide by the end of the month. Maybe don't quote me on these dates, but I believe it's October 26th from the last time we reported on it, to decide whether or not to dismiss. And we'll have to obviously wait and see what happens there, but that would happen before the finale of whatever's going to happen in Loki Season 2. In the meantime, and as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, if you guys want to hear my thoughts on the review, they are up at the channel. You can go ahead and check them out. I think that this series has all the promise of the type of show that we've expected by Marvel, and just in a very quick reaction to sum up my review, they absolutely killed it. This has been one of the most enthralling things I have seen from Marvel, period, whether that's a movie or TV show, in a long time. And I think, look, there's been sort of expectation of letdowns because these Marvel shows, whether it be for one reason, another, intrinsic writing problems, or just a lull in the middle of the season with pacing issues or impacted by the pandemic, you name it, a lot of these series have suffered from problems, and there's sort of been a letdown expectation again built over the Marvel series on Disney Plus. I definitely did feel that way about Secret Invasion and was wondering how I would feel going into Loki, with that having been the most recent series. Guys, I promise this looks and feels like a show that delivered on its own vision without having too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. And so I definitely hope Marvel Studios takes a direct page out of the book that's going to make this so successful and reapplies that for the rest of the series that they do on Disney Plus. I want Marvel TV shows. I think that we all do. And as I've mentioned before, Disney Plus might have been the perfect platform for titles that maybe will have never have gotten their own franchise movie, like Moon Knight, to have a show and be explored, especially for a character here like Loki. But the ultimate goal is to make the shows as good as the movies, and for once, I definitely feel that way about Loki Season 2. I'll be interested to see if you guys feel the same. Let me know all your comments down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. Also, quick reminder, we will be doing the watch party starting on Thursday. The shows are going to go live at a reasonable hour, so come by the channel around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll be hanging out for about an hour. I watch here as you watch at home. We then have an after party and discussion before I usually have to hop off and do the Easter egg breakdown. In the meantime, we've got some giveaways going. We're still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, one for Loki's finale, one for the Marvels, and one for What If in December. All you got to do, be a sub, leave a comment on this video. We're also doing a daily variant comic book giveaway here at the channel. We'll be announcing new winners for that in every Easter egg video weekly, so the first one will be this upcoming Friday. All the same rules apply. All you got to do to be entered to win, be a subscriber, so leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.